What's up, everybody, and welcome to Pillow Talk Moments with the Mobleys. I am Johnnie Mobley Jr.,
And I'm Deirdra Mobley
and we something like an ordinary couple.
with extraordinary purpose.
Great morning, Mobley.
Great morning.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. How was your week? How's your week been so far?
It's been really nice. You want to know why?
I know why. Tell the people why.
Do you know why?
I know why.
Why?
Because you've been home working.
And that is a blessing. That's a complete blessing. You want to know why that's a blessing, Mo? Because I got to get out of my bed and go brush my teeth and wash my face and kept my pajamas on and came downstairs and started working.
Sometimes you had less than your pajamas on. That's the benefits of working
Lord
from the house.
said. And I didn't have to have on a Zoom or nothing to do my work, so there was not the potential to get caught
I am mad at
slipping.
you.
But it was y'all. I just want y'all to know. But tell them what the other fringe benefits of me being home. What's the other fringe
When
benefits?
I get home, dinner cook already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the last one in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to go. You ain't got to be waiting at your office for me to come pick you up.
Right.
So it's some stuff.
Yeah.
It's some stuff when we carpool. So I like the fact that you're gonna be. I like you being home.
Yeah. Even though it's just for a few weeks.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. I appreciate it. It's the little things, y'all. It really is. And so I've been able to do that. And so I'm excited about that. I am.
Well,
And about being able to have dinner cooked or in the process of cooking it.
I think the new house and the kitchen thing got you cooking a lot more now.
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Cause I'll be like, hey, you want me to pick something up home? No, just come on home. I got you. It's like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, but so maybe you should have bought me a house a long time ago.
I might have
Like when we first got married.
Well, listen, we're not going to cry over spilled milk. The milk cleaned up now. We're going to keep it pushing. You got a house now.
Right.
So let's focus
And I'm
on
grateful.
now.
And I'm thankful. And I'm excited about all the possibilities that you get to appreciate and enjoy now.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome. How was your week, baby?
As usual, my week is always.
A little challenging.
Always.
But it's the nature of the business.
It's the nature of the business. It's everything that's happening in our life right now.
Yeah.
And, sometimes when you pray for stuff and then you get it, and then you find yourself praying against it, not intentionally. So I've prayed for promotion. I've prayed for advancement in our entrepreneurship and what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I prayed for advancement on my job. I prayed for stuff. And now that you get it, all the other stuff that come with it, you be like, Lord, just give me some time off. I don't want all this work. I don't want all this stuff. So last week I started praying different. I just asked God to, as He transitioned me on my job and in our entrepreneurship and our business, that He transitioned my whole mind, body, physical, everything to move with it instead of me being, because it's a thing. God is, He's a great God, and He give you what you ask for when He knows it's for purpose. And
They say be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that, and I know you remember, this because I do it with you, is like I pray the strength of God upon us, upon you.
Yeah.
Because, you got a lot going on and a lot to, to handle and stuff like that. So
It's all good though.
Yeah.
It's all good.
But your body tell you when you got to get some rest.
Yeah.
And I believe that one day this week, your body said, rest now.
Yeah.
You will rest today. So I ain't even mad at you. So listen. So y'all listen. Okay, so this is what we're talking about today. I, was phone surfing, and I ran into an article that talked about love at first sight. Love at first sight, which led me, which
What you laughing for?
We to be honest, I think me and you, us never part. Me and you, I fell in lust with you. I can be honest enough to say it because I told you that I did, right?
Yeah,
Remember?
You did.
I fell in lust with you. People say, "Oh, I saw him the first time and I fell in love with him." No, I fell in lust with you because you looked nice, and you fell in lust with me too.
Can you really fall in lust when you've never had sex before?
You were lusting at me with your eyes.
Who, me?
Yeah.
But this is my thing.
What?
I was lusting at you with your eyes because I've never seen a waist that small and a booty that big. I just never did.
I can't stand you. I cannot stand you.
It was amazing to me, and you were in church, so y'all forgive me for saying that. That means the world ain't caught you and put you on a pole yet.
What? I was 14.
I don't mean nothing. You know, when the right people, when the right folk catch you, you get with that crowd, and the next thing you know, you on the pole.
I can't stand you.
You on that pole.
You always got to put something crazy in there.
I'm just saying.
So but that's why I say I fell in lust with you or for you, because of course the first attraction starts because of what you see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so what I saw, I liked. And so what you saw, you liked. So that's why I say, now, did I know that once we got to talking, and when we started talking, we would talk every day. Mm-hmm. Every day, every night. Fall asleep on the phone.
Y'all young people don't know nothing about that fall asleep on the phone thing.
Because y'all be texting each other.
Yeah,
so y'all don't know
text
nothing
each
about
other,
that.
and y'all just don't get no sleep. And then y'all sneak out and stuff. Stop sneaking. Parents, young people, stop sneaking out.
We snuck too. Well, we didn't.
That just negated everything I just said. Forget what I just said.
We snuck too. We didn't sneak going out because they knew we was going out, but we was sneaking about some of the things. Well, a lot of the things that we did.
Everything.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well,
95% of the stuff we did, we were sneaking.
We were sneaking. You're absolutely right. However, we're talking about falling in love at first sight, which then led us to talking about the show Married at First Sight, which, of course, the show, and I'm sure a lot of you know, but the show is based around the premise of these scientists and psychologists, and I think there's a pastor that's on the panel, and they get together and they basically learn out, pick these people, apply, I guess, to be a part of it, and then what they do is they they put these people through all these tests and, find out things about their background and their life history and all this stuff. And then they put two people together based on, that they think is compatible, will make a great match, based on just everything, as a part of their lifestyle, and their history, genetics and all that stuff. And they put them together and they literally get married the first time they see each other. Yeah. And so they have to live together for a certain amount of time.
So let's don't rush past that part.
Don't rush past that part? Okay.
Tell me what you think about that.
Well, when the show first came out, I started watching it first. Yeah. And I used to watch it like literally every episode. I was addicted to it because I would watch it, and you not so much. Yeah. But you also had, a lot of stuff going on. But I would tell you about it, and you would see me watching it from time to time, and I'll be like, "Babe, this show is just so crazy." But what was so intriguing to me was that some of them, to look back now since the first season started, and so many seasons have come after that I haven't watched, and so like we were talking about the other day, we were gonna go back to season 1, and like kind of binge watch whenever we could, But what was so intriguing about it was the mere fact that here you are, these two strangers, and I used to be excited to, just for the next episode to come out, because here were these two strangers that basically knew they wanted to be married and trusted these people that they didn't know to take everything about them and pair them up with the so-called, compatible person. Yeah. And what was funny was just the whole thing of them meeting each other at the altar and their expressions and their you got to see the backstory about how they felt, and of course it was set it up like they were gonna buck at the altar and just run away or say no or just whatever. But it's like you see all these experimentations happen. But for somebody to be clever enough to think, let's do this. You know, how does the human mind work? How does the human body work? You know, when it comes to love. And so basically that's what they've done. And, you know, they do have some couples that have gone on to stay together, have gone on to have kids, and are enjoying their relationship. And even though they got married at first sight, they actually were all in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put themselves all in, you know, no matter what that looked like, but they allowed themselves to be vulnerable enough to say, I'm marrying you at first sight, but now I know we got to get to know each other.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Would I know I told you this the other day, y'all, and I told him, you know, because a lot of the one of the biggest things that come up as far as the questions on Married at First Sight is on the episode when they do get married. They're like, well, we don't know if this couple is going to consummate their marriage, or we don't know if that couple is going to consummate their marriage. But we were watching TV one night. Were we watching it?
Yeah.
Were we watching an episode of it?
Yeah.
When they were talking to some of the men from the couples.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I said, and I just looked at you and I was like, babe, we would have consummated our marriage on the first night. And you was like, well, babe, you got to think back to not where we are now, but if we were just meeting for the first time. And I told you, yep, you would have got it.
That's what she said.
Based on looks and based on, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you the first time I saw you, I, you know, fell in lust with you. But yeah, based on just look, and I walk up to the altar and I see you.
You're like, oh yeah.
Oh, they done did all them tests, all them STD tests. They made sure you was clean, and they made sure I was clean.
You crazy.
Sir, it's on and popping.
You crazy.
Matter of fact, we about to leave after the wedding. I don't even know if we going to the reception. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a good idea to try it? Do you think that, what are your thoughts?
Marriage at first sight?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Now, you know I think crazy anyway.
I know.
So, in my opinion, I think that the entire thing is brilliant. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because there's not a whole lot of stuff in life that you can get and try out and then decide later if you want it or not. Mm-hmm. Now, material stuff is no material stuff is more valuable than us.
Right.
Should not be more valuable.
Right.
But the one thing that we try to see if we want most of the time is a relationship with other. We living together. Mm-hmm. You know, we dating, and I get all the stuff. You know, you might be marrying somebody crazy. You might be trying to date, so you got to test it and see it out. Mm-hmm. But my whole thing is this: the adventure of the marriage, the stuff you go through, the stuff the couples go through on Marriage at First Sight, and the stuff that we went through is no different. Only difference is titled different. Married at First Sight. They were married when they were going through the stuff.
Right.
We weren't.
Right.
That's the only difference.
Right. Yeah.
I think it gives it, because of how relationships are now and you know the different values of relationships and how people see it. I think it gives a value up front. So you see it different. Anybody who has been dating and, you know, they get engaged, each level is different.
Right.
So once you become married, then a man's mind changes. It's, okay, I'm married, I got a wife, I got kids, I got a family, I got to do this, I got to make sure this happened. The benefits, the responsibilities, all that stuff kick in. So in the beginning, if you do that, now that's a lot of stuff to take into place. You know, what if the guy don't know his identity and his purpose and all that other stuff? And I get that part. But you're going to have to learn all that stuff regardless if you're married, dating, living with somebody or not. So I just think it's exciting. I think it's brilliant, and I think it's exciting, you know, to try. How? Let me ask you this: how many things do you try in your life, not knowing what the outcome gonna be? And my whole thing is, you can say, well, I ain't gonna try marriage because that's important, and we shouldn't do that. But the difference between living with somebody for 20 years, having sex, got babies, got a whole life, you just putting a title on it. You functioning as a married couple, but you don't get married.
But then you have the whole argument of, is this the one that, y'all letting man do what God is supposed to do?
Well,
what about those that give that argument?
You letting man do what God is supposed to do. Mm-hmm. But God uses people. I'm not saying that these people are correct when they pick certain people or nothing like that. I believe they are experts in what they do. Mm-hmm. So I believe they pick what they believe based on their knowledge and their studies as the person who is most compatible. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily, they can't tell you emotional stuff and all this other stuff. They just go by the stuff that you do, the life that you live, how you take care of your mom. And different things what like kind that. Of, what kind of relationship you got with your people. So they look at all that stuff. So my thing is, it's a chance. When you pick somebody off the street, did you go to God before you started dating me?
Did you go to him before you started dating?
No, I'm asking you because you're talking about the people that ain't for God. Joker, ain't nobody. Did you go to God before you started dating the person you first started dating? Did you say God is just the one? Or did you say, ooh, she got a little waist and a big old booty? I got to catch her before they catch her and put her on the pole.
Let me tell you what you know.
I saved you from the strip club.
You did not.
I saved you.
I was never going to be at the strip club.
They ain't caught you because I got you first.
You're crazy. There's something wrong with you. You're absolutely
They
crazy.
did not catch you because I got you first. I caught you and pulled you out of that.
I love Jesus.
So when they were looking for,
I was nowhere near.
When they were
looking, I had parents who loved me.
When they were looking for,
so I was never in that place of living on the street or being susceptible to that type of lifestyle, sir.
You're right.
You out of control.
If I put a pole in our bedroom,
that's what you want.
You what?
That's what you want.
What I want. You said
now,
if that's what I want.
I'll have to put my Spanx on for my waist to be that little like that, like right now.
No. I love everything right now. I just want you on there. We'll talk about that off the air. I'll tell you how you can do that safe and all
that. Y'all, I'm so sick of him.
Remember that episode on Kings of Queens?
When they had the pole in their bedroom.
And she was doing an awful job.
And Doug did better.
Doug came in there and did
better on the pole than Carrie did.
I don't want to be that dude.
Why am I watching Kings of Queens? Y'all want to know why? Because of this dude. I watch Friends. I watched the episodes that I've already watched with him.
Martin.
Over and over and over. Martin. Everybody Loves Raymond. King of Queens.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes, I watch them with him. Why? Because sometimes marriage requires sacrifice.
Are you sacrificing really?
Sacrifice when you don't want to do it. I enjoy watching American Murder or Undercover or something like that where it's suspense. Stuff like that. He told me I'm low-key gangster. But I'm not. I promise you.
I want to watch.
I like dramas.
She want to watch how you got away with murder. How this person stole a $1 trillion of jewelry. Real episode. I'm like, why are you watching? What are you watching this stuff?
You like these biographies of people who done stole stuff and done it. I just want to see stuff that's happening in the world. You want to watch this play stuff. No. But I watch it with him.
Why you watch that stuff? Because you want to see stuff in the real. I deal with heavy stuff on a regular basis.
So you want to laugh.
So when I want to see stuff, I want to watch something.
You're right.
And I like to watch stuff that has to do with relationships and marriage and stuff like that. So
you're right. And I really like low key. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I legit low key like Kings of Queens as well. Because I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but you was like, babe, come watch this with me. Because Doug is a fool.com.
You need to get on that. Everybody Loves Raymond.
So what y'all need to go do is go on YouTube and look up Kings of Queens and watch the episode. Put in, Google it. The episode where did Carrie buy the pole? Did she buy the pole?
No, what Doug did, he got something from a friend of his that he bought his wife a pole. Matter of fact, I think it was old boy, the black friend they got.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I can't remember what
Deacon.
his name is. Okay.
So he bought the pole, and then he was telling him about the experiences he was having and the benefits.
Oh, yeah.
So he said he didn't know how he would bring it up to her. So what he did was left it somewhere, and she saw it. And then he was like, "Oh, that's something I got to give the deacon." She thought, they doing that? Yeah, they doing that.
He set her up.
So he played the tape and everything, and she looked at it, and then she was like, "I'll never do that." So he left it.
And she did horribly, y'all.
He left it.
She did horribly.
He left it, and then she watched it, and it was a tape to teach you how to do it. Oh my God.
It was funny.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But before you go Google Kings and Queens, go subscribe. Pillow Talk, Moments with the Mowglies.
That's good, Mo.
Do that first.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. On YouTube, so you can watch us.
That was a commercial. All right.
That was commercial. Okay, so listen. So because I read that and I shared it with Mobley, of course, because of him, he has led me to be the very intelligent person that I am. I have to give him the accolades for doing that, and lead me to study and to become a better steward over my mind. So I, of course, Googled something, and it said, is love at first sight real? Just because I want to know. I want to know what the scientists say about it. I want to know what documented, findings they have behind it and stuff like that. And so we are again on psychologytoday.com.
And I'm not being rude. My mom just called me, so I got to text her and let her know, because she probably forgot. But go ahead, I'm listening, baby.
And tell her she need to be watching the video that came out today. And so it says, is love at first sight real? A compelling idea, but is there scientific evidence to support it? Which of course drew me in. Like I just told you, I feel like I lusted you at first sight. Okay? And I know what I'm saying now. Lusted.
You say that all the time too.
Okay,
I did you too.
So I know you did. You may not want to admit it, but no. I know you did. So listen, love at first sight, is it possible? Do people really meet and in moments simply know they're meant to be? So listen to this, y'all. New evidence suggests that yes, they do. So the idea is wonderfully romantic. Two strangers see each other across a crowded room, and that's literally how we saw each other. Because you were up in the choir stand. I was in the back of the church.
I was up in the choir stand singing for Jesus, and you was in the back of the church looking at me, picturing me with my clothes off.
What?
You supposed to
Why does everything have to be sexual? I wasn't trying to picture you with your clothes off. I was looking at you and saying, he looks really, really nice. Nothing else. Nothing more.
Picturing me with my clothes off.
Anyway, y'all. So...
I don't understand what the problem is. She said the exact same thing.
There's an instant attraction, which they were. An electric spark, and suddenly they found their match and never looked back. In a world where dating often requires a lot of work that comes with disappointment, rejection, and uncertainty, falling in love at first sight has strong appeal. I liked you immediately when I saw you.
Deep down in your soul? Or just on the outside?
Deep down in my flesh. I liked you immediately when I saw you.
Ooh, I thought you were about to say something else.
I can't deal with you. So, and you'll hear a lot of people... You'll hear a lot of people say, how did your love story begin? I fell in love. It was just love at first sight. When I saw her, or when I saw him, I knew he was going to be the one. But did it really happen? So in this experiment, what happened was scientists, they studied love at first sight. And it happened at this, they did this thing out of in the Netherlands. And they asked nearly 400 men and women. Mm. They took them and they asked them to complete surveys. And the surveys was about potential romantic partners immediately after first encountering those individuals. So some of the things that they said were I'm experiencing love at first sight with this person, as well as they reported how physically attracted, because that's what that's what happens. You're physically attracted to this person, when you see them, and that was one of the things that they said. They found that they were physically attracted to the person, and how much passion or sexual attraction they felt. Data collection was dispersed across 3 contexts: online, in the lab, and in the lab was where they showed pictures of potential partners. Okay? And in person, where individuals actually saw each other face to face. So with a real-time measure of love at first sight, what exactly did his name is Zox and his colleagues learn? And this was in 2017. So it wasn't like this was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
This was just a few years ago. And this is a few things, y'all, we're going to share with y'all. So it says love at first sight isn't just biased memory. People really do report experiencing love at first sight in the instant they encounter a person. It's a strong initial attraction that could later become a relationship. For me, with you, I think that's what it was for me. Of course, I was just 14, but immediately I knew I liked you.
Yeah.
It wasn't I saw him, he's cute, blah, blah, blah. It was, oh, he fine.
I was fine at 14?
Yeah. Sickening. And so
I didn't know that.
You did know that.
You did know that.
You did know that because you actually worked on it. Remember, you told me that right once we began to talk and stuff. You would go on to tell me that was the summer where you had lost a whole lot of weight and stuff like that, and you were getting ready to go to high school. And so, but what it says is a strong initial attraction that can later become a relationship. One compelling counter argument that people have biased memories and essentially create the illusion of having fallen for each other instantly isn't an appropriate explanation for all cases of love at first sight. Again, we were young, much younger, but in that moment when I saw you, I knew that I liked you. I knew that I wanted to talk to you. But I do think that if the conversation wasn't what it was, once we started communicating and talking and stuff over the phone, then I think that would have taken away from me.
Detached.
Liking you.
Let me tell you my thoughts on
okay.
I don't think I don't believe in love at first sight. I do believe that you meet people, some people that you're willing to try harder with than others, based on what you see. You have a conversation. First thing, attraction.
You see each other.
You like what you see. You have a conversation. You have 2-3 things that you find out you have in common that you like. That gives you motivation to try. But you see somebody, they look good. They open their mouth. They got 2 teeth in their mouth.
Oh, Jesus. Well, then that changes the game.
That's all I'm saying. You meet somebody.
Unless you're one of those women, because you can help somebody do better and look better.
But that's when you got them broken people that trying to save somebody.
You sickening. Go ahead.
But my thing is, I believe, and people can call that love at first sight. I believe it's just a willingness to try harder in some situations and a willingness not to. When I met you, you was fine. Little waist, big booty.
All my teeth.
I ain't know that at the beginning. Till I started talking to you. You ain't smelled. Your breath was nice. See, it's stuff that I go in like, boom, physical attraction, 100. Oh, she got a smile, 100. Oh, she got a little stench to an 80.
No, that would have been like a 20.
Yeah, see, that percentage start going down, stuff fluctuates.
Yeah.
So it's different stuff that'll make you try harder.
Right.
And then there's other stuff that'll make you think.
So much she had a stench.
Yeah, so it's just different
I
things.
didn't now. He's not talking about me, y'all.
No, I'm not.
No, he's saying what if.
This could go either way.
Yeah, let me help y'all. I wasn't
stank.
stank. He was saying what if.
This is what I believe. I believe that's one of the situations. I think that it's based on after you see the person, the conversation happens, what happened in the conversation. If you see other things that you like, it makes you try harder.
Right.
The second thing I think it is where a person that is in their life at that time. Mm-hmm. If you somebody who in your mid-30s, a woman, and you feel like I got to get married, I want to have a child because this has been your dream, then you tend to take chances a lot more than you would that you wouldn't.
Earlier on in life.
Right. And then if that age continue to go up, you tend to take chances. That's when you fall into he got a great mind. He got this plan that he want to do. And I know he ain't got no job right now. And then you had a conversation. Okay, he ain't got no job. When the last time he worked? It's been about 12 years, but he working on it because he got to get this thing.
Run.
See, that's when you find out all the stuff.
Right.
But now you're hoping.
Right.
You're hoping. That's when we did that
potential.
The
podcast
on
potential.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Acrimony.
Yeah.
So you have that. He wanted his dream so bad that he wanted to focus on that only.
Yeah.
And he needed her to have his back. Mm-hmm. But they were little when he had them. So now we grown and I'm still trying to wait. It changed.
Yeah.
It was the love of her life, but then when they got to a certain point, it changed. I don't believe no more. I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
So the love at first sight, we can title it that. I believe that. Scientifically, I believe things inside happen.
But just on the surface, you don't believe that it's a love at first sight.
I think it's things that you see, just like if you go see, and I'm not, by no means am I saying comparing this to one. I'm just trying to give a more organic, I guess, example. Mm-hmm. So just like if you go see a car and outside looks beautiful, then you open the inside and it don't look good. Mm-hmm. That knocks your percentage down.
Or when you drive it, it has a rough ride or a rough drive.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So I believe that people who meet each other that have a physical attraction, that have a couple of things in common, that stuff that the man or the woman might experience with someone else that they don't experience with that person. Because everybody got a little crazy in them.
We all
single body.
We all do.
Everybody.
Yeah, and you do, and some of it is coming out.
Everybody.
So listen, okay, all right. So listen to this. Number 2, the second thing that they found.
All right.
Okay, you're more likely to feel love at first sight with beautiful people.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But if you look good on the outside, and I'll be like, hey, Miss Ma'am, how you feeling today? And you open your mouth and you got 3 teeth, then my face or my expression gonna be like, okay, I thought you was someone else. I get my phone, I call you, let me get right back to you. Let me get this right quick.
How you gonna get right back? You ain't got number to cry.
Ain't no phone ring or nothing. I got it on silent. Right. I just seen it pop up. See, it's on silent. Let me give me a minute. Give me a minute. You just walk off.
Right. So it says in this study, strangers were more likely to report experiencing love at first sight with physically attractive others. In fact, one rating higher in attractiveness on the scale that the researchers used corresponded with a 9 times greater likelihood that others would report that electric love at first sight feeling. I'm telling y'all, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Let's be honest. But one person's interpretation of the attractiveness of another, that is left to the person.
Yeah.
What is it? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
At the end of the day,
you're attracted to who you're attracted to.
You're attracted to who you're attracted to. At the end of the day, at some point in time with that person, a decision has to be made. I decided to be with my wife regardless of what flaws, what things we might face, because everybody gonna do that. So at the end of the day, no matter what scientific thing that says, and I'll take the air quotes away, it is scientific stuff that actually happened. But no matter what that stuff is, at some point in time, I always say, I can hold this picture up, bam, Denzel Washington. This who you getting. Yeah, girl. Yeah. Try holding your hands up like this for the rest of the day. let alone 12, 15 years. At some point in time, your arm go get tired, or you think you got a little break. Something go fall down, little crack go see, and then that's when you get that phrase, "What? I don't even know where that came from. I don't even know who that is. He's never done that before. I have no idea. Did not know that lived." Well, he had that Denzel up. Oh, what? I don't know who the young people look. Denzel. Everybody like Denzel. Everybody like Denzel.
I cannot with you.
So he had the Denzel picture up, but then when you saw the other part, that was not a familiar because you thought you was getting this, and then on his other side, you had old boy over here who got a little cray in him. I'm just saying.
So it starts with, it says, love at first sight.
Love at first sight. Regardless if it's love at first sight. So if you have the feeling, if you have the physical attraction, if you got a couple of things that you got in common, if the conversation seems easy, all that stuff, those are benefits. You still got to learn how to walk together.
Right.
You still got to do the
three-legged. That it most likely starts with beautiful people. But like I said before as well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing to have beauty, surface beauty on the outside, but I'd much prefer a person with beauty that comes from the inside. And thank God that your parents, oh my God, thank y'all, Jay and Geraldine. Thank y'all for raising a beautiful man, a beautiful person. And you were not only beautiful on the inside, but even though I saw, of course, the outside first, I didn't talk to you without seeing you. I was all right
on the inside, too.
You was nice to look at. Aesthetically, you was nice to look at. And therefore, it led to me wanting to learn you and know you better. And even that part. But I don't know if I ever told y'all this. Let me share this piece of information with y'all. That makes me a little warm as I say it. Do y'all know what attracted me to this man? And I saw somebody on Facebook ask this question. They say, do men still open doors for women? And I scrolled, I didn't respond, but in my spirit, what I said was, yep, because mine still does. And the one thing, Johnny, and I would even venture to say now at this point that you could have been all right. You didn't even have to look, because in my opinion, you was fine. But now that I think back, and here it is many years later, you could have been all right. You could have been mediocre, on whatever scale, that is. But the mere fact that you opened that door, when I got in the car with you, that took you up. You raised the bar. You raised the standard. So the fact that you opened the door, because that was stuff that I think I used to see. You know what I'm saying? And the mere fact that, and I think I shared this with the girls as well, the fact that you opened the car door for me, I would have drunk your bath water.
I'm gonna tell you something. I opened the car door for her so much. If she go to the car door now, what that movie is?
Don't stop.
What that movie is? That joke go to the side door. She be right there. Got a little parking bush.
Act like a man. Act like a woman.
She be like,
act like a woman. Think like a
and
woman.
if I ever, in my mind, I'm thinking she done made it around there before me, so she probably be in the car by the time I get there. Joker, I come out the house. I'm upstairs in the bathroom. Come downstairs. Come out. Open the garage. Close the garage. Unlock the doors. Unlocked. She's standing on her side like this. And I go and open my door, and I say, she's standing there. I put the key in there and crank it up, and I go around her side and open it up like I ain't never missed nothing. But I be thinking to myself, so you just go stand outside in this heat for 10 minutes till I get out here and open this door? Mm-hmm. You with?
And I tell you, thank you, honey.
You do.
Thank you, honey.
You do.
Thank you. Because that's what got me. And now you got to continue it to keep me.
Oh, I do?
No.
Oh. Don't.
Yes. That's part of it.
Well,
the
fact that I've been doing it for so long is a part of why I am.
Right. You're absolutely right.
And I honestly believe that that's something God instilled in me because he knew he was going to give me all these girls.
Yeah.
My daughters.
Yeah.
Because he said, you ain't got no idea what you ain't got in store for you. Because I wanted some bullets.
Yeah, because he wanted to bust them in their chest, as he told me.
Oh.
And I had to remind you that you couldn't do that to them because they had breasts. So listen, let's move.
They didn't at the time, so I could have hit them.
Yeah.
I could have hit them.
So listen. So number 3, men report love at first sight more than women. That's what one of the things. Another one of the things they found. They said they weren't sure why this happens, but it begs more investigation. Might women be less inclined to this experience because they're more selective in whom they might date? As other research has shown, men might, for example, report this experience with multiple potential partners. But whether this translates into relationships is another question. That ain't.
So
what you think? Just because men are more, visual.
The way they mind,
beings.
the way a man mind thinks is, he see a fine woman, in his mind she is.
Yeah.
So now I'm focused on whatever it is might be focused on, whether I'm gonna get her in the bed or whether I'm gonna do whatever. And then when that part comes to where this is not what I thought it was, then the next person, oh, that's my wife. I done been with jokers that done said, hey, there go my wife.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard a woman say, hey, there go my husband.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think maybe that's where that comes from, though.
But it's just the I guess the magnitude of what a man feels when he see a beautiful woman.
Right.
So, and then what he might be wanting in his life versus what he does not have. So that's where I think that comes from.
Yeah.
And then I think sometimes as men, we speak a little too fast out of our emotions.
Oh, I love her. I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
I saw my wife.
You love her. Yeah.
Okay, let's get these last 2 in. Love at first sight isn't usually mutual. Woo! So they're saying it's either one or the other, and more so mainly men.
Now I can say
it says typically a one-sided phenomenon. That shared instant love isn't very common, but I think ours was a shared instant.
Yeah. So just not to talk about us, we do have a couple that's on our team that they actually met where the man fell in love with the woman and pursued her, and she necessarily didn't want him, and she expressed that I'm good,
but he broke her down.
That's more. I'm more inclined to believe that was love at first sight type stuff. Now, men, we don't take no for an answer. That's real hard for us,
right?
So unless you just stop talking, just like I told you before, unless you just stop talking to a man, if you cussing him, if you giving him any kind of conversation, this joker will keep talking.
Yeah.
That's just what we do. We just gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
You mess around and smile while you cussing me? Oh, I got you now.
Well, that's what you always tell me.
I got you now.
Yeah.
That's just what we are.
Yeah.
That's who we are. We go after what we want and we do that. So at this particular, I believe that couple, because he wanted her and he knew somewhere down in his heart that I believe she's the one.
Yeah.
So he went after her. He pursued her. And then it wasn't until she said, let me see what this joker working with. Because he trying to come at me. Next thing you know, I don't know how many years later, now they married.
Yeah.
Got 2 kids.
Got 2 kids. And laughing about how they first met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's more inclined of a love at first sight. A man knowing that someone is definitely his future wife and going after her and believing what was put in his heart that's it.
Yeah.
Not saying that throughout that time of courting that he saw some stuff that made him say,
I don't really know.
Lord, you for real? God darn.
Yeah.
But even if that happened, he still pursued her.
Yeah.
Because he knew it was his wife.
Yeah.
Then that's what happened.
Yeah.
So now they've been together, they happy, they moving, they got their own business, they doing big things.
Yeah.
And they happy.
But I know that as reading the end of this, it says in some science favors the romantic. So it says love at first sight actually is experienced by people, but it's not so much love or passion. Instead it's a strong pull or strong attraction.
Yeah.
Like you said, as I said, it's lust at first sight.
Yeah.
But they say that it is an actual strong pull or attraction that makes someone particularly open to the possibilities of a relationship. And that's just what you said.
Possibilities.
Yeah, all the possibilities. So in essence, that's what they have come to this summation. But it says when love at first sight does launch a sustaining relationship, the story is a great one.
Yeah. So
this story is a great one. And we know other couples as well.
With that being said, the one thing that all these couples, all these individuals have on love at first sight is the one thing that they want is to be married.
Yeah.
They want to be married and start a family. So that is something great to have.
Yeah.
Now, whether I want to be married to you and start a family, we gonna find that out.
Well, you found that out.
I found
that out. And it's a good thing.
It's a good.
It's marvelous. This is marvelous. The Lord ordained it, and it's marvelous in our eyes.
He said, the Bible said, when you find Deirdra, you find a good thing.
And I'm his good thing.
The Bible don't say Deirdra. It say when you find a wife, find a good thing.
Amen.
I put the Deirdra in because the Lord allowed me to do that.
Amen.
When you find Deirdra, you find a good thing.
Amen.
And I found my good thing.
Amen.
And
I love you, Mo.
I love you too, baby.
We got to go.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to go.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we hope y'all enjoyed this episode. It was a little here and there, but it's our life, y'all.
Yeah.
It's what we do. We talking about it. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Moments with the Mobleys. YouTube.
Instagram. Facebook. We got video on YouTube. Go watch it. And whether you feel like you met your spouse or whatever, love at first sight or lust at first sight or whatever, make it the best that it can be.
Put the work in.
Put the work in and do it.
It's going to be work.
Yeah.
Find your rhythm. Keep it moving.
Create your recipe for your relationship.
The one recipe
the
one recipe that you need is God. The other recipe that you need is both of y'all need to want it.
Amen.
And then y'all go from there.
Amen. And what has this been?
This has been Pillow Talk Moments with the Mobleys. I am Johnny Mobley Jr.
And I'm still his doggone wife, Deirdra.
And we something like a ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
Peace out, y'all.
Night, night.